Hi, I'm Carole Boston Weatherford, and I'm going to be talking with you and reading some excerpts from two of my recent books, Box, which is a middle grade biography in verse, and Beauty Mark, a verse novel of Marilyn Monroe for young adults. How many sides to a box? That concrete poem in the shape of the number 6 opens my book, Box. Henry Brown mails himself to freedom. Illustrated by Michele Wood and inspired by Brown's 1849 narrative, Box is a true story of one of slavery's most daring escapes. Born into slavery, Brown shipped himself from Richmond, Virginia to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania in a wooden box. This middle grade verse biography unfolds through 6 scenes, 6-line poems reflecting the cubic structure of Henry's box. This compact structure evokes Henry's captivity as an enslaved man and his confinement in the shipping crate. Those conditions are compressed into the poem Manifest, which represents a packing slip. It reads, "Inside one box to flee another." Brown fled slavery after his family was sold away from him. Sadly, his plan to reunite with them never came to fruition. Instead, he toured England and the United States as an anti-slavery speaker and later as a magician. The book's final poem, Axiom, represents a shipping label and conveys a profound message. Freedom is fragile. Handle with care. I'm going to read just a few poems from the book. Henry's motivation is keeping his family together or finding his family. Family separation is one of the cruelest aspects of slavery, and the first poem in the book actually addresses that. The poem is entitled Wind. An autumn breeze blows maple leaves while I sit on my mother's lap. Slavery is a cruel wind, she says, sweeping children away from parents, scattering families far and wide. She shivers and holds me close. That poem is from Henry's childhood. Henry marries Nancy, so he's in adulthood now, and the poem is entitled Nancy. At work, days drag on like a long winter till I meet Nancy, an enslaved washerwoman whose laughter is the sweetest music I know. To marry her, I need permission from her master. He grants it, promises never ever to sell her, split us up. Me and my Nancy jump the broom. Anchored. The good Lord anchored me and Nancy in the Word and has given us 3 children, and then, blessed news, another babe on its way in a matter of months. Our family tree, my treasure, bears precious fruit. Our harvest, though bountiful, yields a bitter truth. We have less power to stay than weeds with shallow roots. And this poem is entitled Courage. This is when Henry is deciding whether he is going to flee slavery or not. Courage. What have I to fear? My master broke every promise to me. I lost my beloved wife and our dear children, all sold south. Neither my time nor my body is mine. The breath of life is all I have to lose, and bondage is suffocating me. Which brings us to Beauty Mark, a verse novel of Marilyn Monroe. Like Henry, Marilyn was also in a box, but her box was the identity, her screen identity, her screen persona, Marilyn Monroe, which was a creature of her own creation. Marilyn Monroe was born Norma Jean, and this verse novel is Marilyn's reflecting on her beginnings and how she wound up at the moment where the book takes place, singing Happy Birthday to President Kennedy. I channel the actress hailed as the sexiest woman of all time in Beauty Mark. She reflects on her life as she prepares to sing Happy Birthday to President John Kennedy. Born Norma Jean, Marilyn had more than her share of baggage. Not just the duffel bag her troubled mother stuffed her into to steal her from her foster parents. Not just her Louis Vuitton luggage or the designer handbags that held her pills. But also parental neglect, sexual abuse, failed marriages, miscarriages, mental breakdowns, and the manipulation she endured under the Hollywood studio system. For all her misery, Marilyn was also a businesswoman and the brains behind her brand. So much more than the blonde bombshell that she portrayed. Through poems that conjure Marilyn's voice, Beauty Mark goes inside her head and heart, inside the hopes and dreams of a Hollywood legend. So I'm going to start with the first poem in the book. It's entitled Stand Still, and that sets up the premise for the book. Stand still. I am nude, about to be sewn into the dress that I paid Oscar winner Jean-Louis $12,000 to design. The sequin second skin I will wear to sing happy birthday to Jack Kennedy, the president. I was coiffed by the same beautician who does First Lady Jackie Kennedy's hair. Nothing in my Norma Jean beginnings pointed toward this moment. This is no accident, though. I rehearsed this song until it became my breath. I exhale memory after memory while a stylist stitches me into history. For hours I stand perfectly still as my shimmery silhouette takes shape. I am silvery as a movie screen. Hollywood insiders scoffed that I could not act my way out of a paper bag. What did they know? And I carried the bag motif through to this next poem, Age 3. This may be my earliest recollection. I am screaming because my mother Gladys has stuffed me in a military duffel bag. Her mother Della had died 2 years earlier. My mother and grandmother both got the blues, heard voices, and leaned on each other. With Della gone, Gladys had only the voices, and they offered neither comfort nor peace. They were telling her to get her child. Now, after 3 years of paying the Bollanders $5 a week to keep me because she could not, my mother has come to claim me. She snatches me from my foster family, the only home I know. But Ida Bolander will not let me go. There is a tug of war between my two mothers. The duffel bag rips open. I tumble to the ground yelling, "Mommy!" Ida scoops me up, runs inside, and locks the door. Now, Marilyn Monroe spent most of her childhood, much of it in foster care, or under the care of someone other than her mother. She even spent a while in an orphanage. Recurring daydream. Instead of the orphanage's gingham uniform, I am wearing a hoop skirt and no undergarments. Jean Harlow, the actress whom Aunt Grace idolized, never wore underwear either. At church, the parishioners lie on their backs in the aisles. I walk over them. They are looking up my skirt. Finally, they notice. These next couple poems are about Marilyn's desire to become a mother with herself and about her relationship with her own mother who suffered from schizophrenia. Miscarriage Blues, Ectopic Pregnancy, 1957. The woman I need most disappoints me over and over. Mother. The role I want most dies inside of me again and again. Mother. Maternal instinct. Timing. Every week I'd get a letter from my mother, usually begging to get out of the asylum. When I arrived home from the hospital after losing my baby, her letter was waiting. She said I was irresponsible, unfit to be a mother. She hadn't even heard about my pregnancy, let alone my miscarriage. Her timing stank. Mom always knew the wrong thing to say. And I want to read a couple about fashion. And the first one is entitled 7-Year Itch, 9 Months Hitched. A gust of air up my pleated skirt. Talk about the way to flirt. That movie still, a hard pill for Joe to swallow, and for me, a tough act to follow. A subway grate sealed my fate. It cost me, though. I lost my Joe, my beau, my mate. The physics of Ferragamos. It didn't take 40 pairs of 4-inch Ferragamo heels for me to figure out my famous wiggle. Nor did it take cutting a ½ inch off one of each pair, as is rumored, to produce my signature sachet. Salvatore Ferragamo compared me to Venus, the Roman love goddess. He custom makes my size 6 stilettos with craftsmanship rivaling rocket science. But the wiggle is all mine, all Marilyn. And I'm going to close with Late, a litany of excuses. And I'm going to skip the second stanza. I am late because I am punishing my father for making me wait. I am late because playing Marilyn Monroe is exhausting. I am late because hair, makeup, and wardrobe take hours. I am late because I do not want to be less than fans deserve. I am late because I want to be photo perfect when I arrive. I am late because legends do not emerge overnight. I am late because the light from the nearest stars takes 4 years to reach the earth and twinkle in our eyes. If I am late tonight, I am sure the audience will wait, and that the 1 minute I serenade the president will be the only lasting memory of the entire evening. How much longer must I stand still?